going on, YouTube? She's a little giddy. All right, this week's conversation is going to be religion doesn't own morals. We're going to stick to 15-minute formats. I have a timer. So we're going to start this conversation, and when the time's up, it's up.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
That was like mind-blowing right
That was
there.
good. That's good. Okay. So everybody ready? Here we go. So,
Yes.
religion doesn't own morals.
By the way, this is a topic we haven't discussed yet. Go ahead.
So where I'm coming from here is every time there's a religious atheist debate, and I would consider myself an atheist.
Spiritual.
She's spiritual. I'm atheist. I don't like the term atheist because I think it's pinned on people by religious people, but atheist, which means you don't believe in God. So I personally do not believe in God. But I also take the stance of I have no proof God doesn't exist.
True.
So I try not to say people God doesn't exist because I have no proof, any more proof than you have that something does.
True.
Right?
Okay.
So the point of this is every time there's a religious conversation between Dawkins or whatever, they always get into the morals. Where do you get morals without God? So I think that morals are a very basic human thing, and some are subjective.
Do you think you're born with them, or do you think they're taught to you?
I think some of them are taught to you. That's where they're subjective from one culture to the next. I mean, you go to certain countries in Africa, and it's okay to chop someone's head off because they're a different shade of black, right? But the basic morals are what? Don't kill, don't steal,
Right.
right? Don't cheat,
Yes.
okay?
Mhm.
Now, I think morals are basically what you don't want done to you.
True.
So you wouldn't want somebody to steal what you have, right?
Correct.
So that's a moral.
Mhm.
You wouldn't want to be murdered, so that's a moral.
No, definitely not.
You wouldn't want to be cheated on, so that's a moral.
You'd also not have a penis anymore. But,
Thanks
just
so
saying.
much. Yeah, don't worry about that. I'm good. One vagina is more than enough for me.
Sometimes too much. Anyway,
So, what do you think?
I would agree with you in that sense, but I think we need to be a little bit more specific in what we're talking about here. Obviously, there's don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal,
Well, what else do you
No.
consider morals?
respecting other people. That's a huge problem in
But you think that's like a big moral?
respect or
Like,
lack
thou
thereof.
shalt not disrespect others?
Well, when you say it like that, it makes it sound stupid. Like,
There we go. That's why I'm good at this and you're not.
oh, fuck you. Anyway, yes, but the topic we talked about earlier that you haven't brought up is abortion. We don't agree on that. Do you think abortion should be legal?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think do you believe in it?
No.
Why?
No, I don't. I don't think it's right. Well, to kill a fetus.
Okay.
All right.
For you personally?
For me personally, I don't think it's right. But I also don't think that it's right for the government to tell a woman what she can do with her body.
Okay.
All right. But that brings us. We've had this part of the conversation before. That brings us into the discussion of men's rights to that fetus.
Yes, which
Remember
I think
that
is a whole other topic for a different day, because that'll take.
You really don't want to. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, let's.
I mean, we could.
Let's
if you
just
want.
touch on it in the
Yes.
fact that,
It's a woman's right, not a man's right.
Yeah,
A man has no say.
in one sense, it's your body.
Yes.
You're entitled to everything in your body, but half of that baby would be mine.
Okay,
or
so
the
let's use an example. We're almost 42. What if I ended up pregnant tomorrow? We'd have a baby, right? Because we love each other. Aw. And shut up. And we would be capable of doing so. But what if we had just met? Oops.
Yeah, then you would say, what, I want to abort it?
I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know what kind of man you are. I mean, you slept with a woman on the first date. You could be a man whore for all I know. He's gonna shut up now, or I'm gonna edit it. Whatever.
I'm gonna shut up. Yeah. So what?
So I don't know.
Where are you going from the debate here? Are you saying that you would abort it or you would not abort it?
I don't think I would at this stage of the game because I'd be a dumbass getting pregnant at this age. I know how to prevent it.
Yeah.
If I got pregnant when I first met you, well, I'm more than old enough to know how to.
The point you wanted to get into was whether or not I had any rights over telling you whether or not you could.
But you don't have any rights.
Well, that's the point.
Yes, because you could be like, nope, I don't want the baby. So say I was like, hey, I'm pregnant.
Well, if I say nope, I don't want the baby, I still get chased for child support for the rest of my life.
Exactly.
Right? So
Yes.
I take responsibility in it legally, whether I like it or not,
Right.
whether I'm actually the father or not in most states, because you can write down my name on that birth certificate.
And I easily
and I
could
have
have
to pay.
said,
And if I don't challenge it within a certain amount of time,
let me change this a little bit.
Okay.
So, because we know how we were when we first met, and I could have been like, which I did say, I don't have a uterus.
yeah.
I could have totally
Thank
lied to you.
God.
And it is amazing.
Sperm dumpster.
It's a what? I'm getting that tattooed, and that's a discussion
Not
for a different day with the tattoos.
Are another discussion.
Anyway, but I easily could have lied and caught you in a trap. And hey,
Well, I kind of thought you did the first night.
well, you're the one who went in there
Okay. Well,
bareback and you.
okay.
Anyway,
let's get back on a topic here, okay? We're talking about
wait a minute.
morals.
Can we pause this? I'll be right back.
No. We're talking about, oh, by the way, sex drive, no sex drive.
That's a topic for another day
We're
as
a
well.
little off in that.
Yeah, we're a
I'm
little
usually
back.
the one with a headache.
That's really what's been going on. You trying to
You know
get
how
out
many
of having
times I
sex
hear
with
that
me?
a day?
Really? Could
Yeah,
we get back
really.
on the topic?
Yeah, we're gonna get back on the topic. So
Yes.
we're back to
Yeah,
morals.
Stop making everything about you. Anyway, yes, we're back to moral. So it's moral to be honest, correct?
But do you feel that morals are from God or spirits or
No.
spirituality? Like,
No.
So you feel that they're like what we're born with?
Correct. No, or what we're taught. I don't necessarily know that you're born with morals.
I think you'll have a certain.
Do you think? I mean,
I think there's
Think
a
of how
certain. I
people
think
used
there's
to
a
be back in the
certain
day.
amount of moral that you're born with from evolution.
all right,
All right,
I can maybe
because
understand that.
evolutionary, those who helped the tribe survive better.
Right.
People lived in groups hundreds of thousands of years ago. Small groups, not cities, but those who lived together shared
you
resources and
learned-
did better. They didn't have money, they didn't have monetary means, but they helped each other and did better. If Grog killed Mog, Grog was worse off because he had one less person to help, and the group would probably dispel him. So those who actually had morals in the sense of, I'm not going to kill Grog unless he really pisses me off, survived and fucked and moved on, get their genetics moving down the line.
Right, because
Right.
that's really what it's about.
So that's beneficial, and those who didn't steal, those who stole from the group probably would have gotten exiled,
Or murdered, because this is back in the day,
cheating,
remember.
Cheating, though, is a modern thing.
Cheating is a modern.
Monogamy is a modern thing.
Right.
That
well,
is-
you
that
have
is-
mentioned that.
That is definitely a modern thing. I mean, I'm all about monogamy. One vagina is more than enough for me.
That's
but-
a very. Just remember, this is on camera, so now there's video proof.
That I have a nervous twitch whenever I say that.
No, smartass. Really, no. But yeah, I mean, I think morals are taught. I guess I can see the evolutionary aspect of some things. We can get into the whole cheating and what has evolution in society has created for morals versus, back in the day, you don't murder, you don't steal, you don't, do all of those things.
I mean, if you just think, societal-wise, morals have changed. Like, if you go back 100 years ago, the way we raise children now would have been considered immoral back then.
Yeah.
To let your kids sit on their ass and play video games and not do anything to help the household that would have been considered wrong and bad, and you would have been shunned. But now, if you don't do that, you're thought of as a terrible mother because you don't do everything for your child, wipe their nose and their ass simultaneously because you have two hands and you can do it.
So back to the topic of discussion, it was that religion owns morals.
Note for next video, bigger drinks.
Yeah. We can discuss that too. Anyway, but religion doesn't own morals. This is one place we do agree. They do not own morals.
No, they don't. And they're, when you take it into the political theater, right? I consider myself conservative. I was very liberal when I was younger. Very liberal. As I get older, I say only the very young and the rich can be liberals. Because once you get older, if you've worked really hard for it, you don't want to give it up. You worked your ass off for it.
That explains a lot, actually. Hey, all right, I'm going to shut up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's get into that.
What I also noticed is that you just put on your nice sweater just for the videos.
The only other one I have at your house, because you haven't given me a drawer yet. She has a drawer at my house.
Oh, okay.
For quite a while now.
It's totally off topic.
I even wrote her a really nice note.
He did. But for the record, I deserve it because I have to put up with a lot of shit. And by the way, I look taller than you in this video right now.
Yeah, that's because you're probably sitting on a pillow or your very big vagina.
I don't have a very big vagina.
It's not. It's brand new after the first 2 inches.
Oh my God. This is totally not where it was supposed to go.
So the point is that I consider myself conservative, but now I'm kind of wondering if I'm more libertarian because I hate government. I hate big government. I think government should be small, give the money back to the people, let them do what they want with it, let charity work itself out. Okay? But conservatives, I'm often turned off to conservatives because once they start talking about charity and morals and things, they instantly go into God.
Right.
Right? And when you go into God, it turns off an atheist.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to be part of your group. I want to be part of the party.
Right.
But once you start saying like, well, killing babies is wrong because of God, that turns me off.
They've lost you.
I don't need God to tell me that it's wrong.
Right.
All right.
You can make that decision.
I can make that decision on my own. I don't need morals for that.
Well,
I've been atheist all my life. Not that I haven't been to church. I go to church. My son's a Boy Scout. I go to church every week, and once a year I go to Mass.
What was your household like, though, growing up? Were they religious?
Well, my dad was religious.
Okay, so he would go to church.
He brought me to Mass every now and then. I wouldn't say he's not the type of guy who does anything regularly. So I did go. My mother was a very cold, discompassionate, scientific mind, so she felt no need for it whatsoever.
Okay, so she wasn't pushed. Do you feel like that might have helped her not be so cold and discompassionate if she did go?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I think she would have done it.
Yeah.
But I feel that that's the gift that my parents gave me.
I don't know if it would be like the Grinch, like that would have warmed her heart into being more nurturing, because women are supposed to be nurturing and loving.
You're not a typical woman. I'm not a typical dude, and neither is she.
This is true.
Right? I think that if you go to church, if you bring young children to church on a regular basis, they end up, they're indoctrinated. It's put in their mind at a young age. It's instilled in. Now, I respect people's faiths. I don't care if you're Muslim, if you're Jewish, if you're Christian, if you're Catholic. I don't care. If you feel you need it, good for you. I don't share it. I don't want to be part of your group, your club.
Right.
But good for you. I didn't always think that way. I was not that nice when I was younger.
Right.
I would try to strip people of their religious beliefs.
Yes.
Successfully a couple times, and I might have broken a couple brains.
Do you regret it?
I do regret what I did to those people.
Okay.
Well, I know one person was a studying pastor,
And you broke the pastor?
I broke this kid of his religious views, and it.
He's on the street corner somewhere now begging for change because of you.
I did this to two or three people. One guy, there was the pastor. There was
the pastor.
Another guy at work, and I would just sit there and have conversations back and forth all the time about, this. And sooner or later, I would hit just the right thing, the right argument that would plant a seed of doubt in their head. And I could see it grow. Mm-hmm. It would start to grow in their head until they just couldn't make sense of it because it went against everything they were told. That's 15 minutes.
So do you want to keep going or do you want to have a part 2? Do you even know how to turn that thing off?
Apparently not. Okay. So that's the end. I think we're going to do a part 2.
Yeah, there might be a part 4s to this. Who knows?
Yeah. So we're going to continue this one and upload it whenever we feel like it. Yeah. So you might see another video next week. You might see the continuation of this one. Who knows? But we're going to continue this, and we'll upload a part 2.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
I got to figure out how to shut it off.
You didn't say your signature phrase.
Boobs are great.
Don't send him boobs. I'll kill you all. Anyway.